how to get over fear porn when it comes to financial independence and retiring early. I'm Nate, I'm the FitfutureMD. Make sure you shop at Ensorsale.com and pick you up a cool inspirational t-shirt today. What you wear matters. Go to Ensorsale.com, use code FitfutureMD for 20% off. So, as you know, or may not know, the headlines are basically fear porn. They are designed to cause you to click on them and to make you afraid so that you stay in line, that you continue to live the way you're living or whatever, right? But this is kind of how I rationalize and get over this like fear porn type deal, right? So this idea that the banking system is going to collapse, right? Fear porn. Do you think the people that sunk the Titanic to kill off people against the Federal Reserve are going to let their system crash? I don't think so, right? So, if people are willing to kill off anybody that's against them, the likelihood of it crashing decreases exponentially, right? Number one. Number two is there are, even if the asset decreases in money production or cash flow, whatever you want to call it, it still has an intrinsic value, right? So even if the value decreases, that doesn't mean that it has no value, right? Like, so there are rows and rows and neighborhoods of houses in Detroit in 2008, that basically went to zero, right? They went, they basically sold for how much taxes they could get off of them, right? Eventually, and redone, and now, gentrified, whatever you want to call it, right? So where there's a crash, there's opportunity, right? So, an investor came in there, redid these properties, and, was able to capitalize, on those investments, right? So now, the biggest thing for you as a financial independence person or person going for financial independence is what's called preparation, right? If you have a paid-for house, you have no debt, you're not a slave to the system anymore, right? You basically could do minimum side job things and pay all your bills, right? Your electric bill, your water bill, your trash bill, all that doesn't add up to very much every month, right? But as long as you have the $700 car payment, as long as you have the mortgage, as long as you have consumer debt because you wanted, nice jewelry, or, you ran up your credit card bills because you wanted to have nice clothes or whatever, as long as you're slave to that debt, then fear porn is going to scare you, right? Because if it crashes, then you lose your job, can't pay, and you lose everything, right? You lose this house of cards that you built, right? So, in all honesty, preparation is how you get rid of fear porn, right? If you were prepared, let's say, we live in a place where you get hurricanes, right? And, there's not but so much you can do for a hurricane, but there are certain things that you can do, right? You can have supply of food, supply of water, flashlights with batteries, you can have a generator, right? so many people try to go to Lowe's Home Improvement or or Home Depot and get a generator when the hurricane's already here and there ain't no generators to be found, right? You have to already have the generator. You have to be prepared and know how to use the generator. You have to start the generator every once in a while, let it run, right? You have to have canned food, right? You have to have canisters of gas so you can cook on the grill or whatever, right? So that's preparation, right? And preparation involves habits, right? And so does being financially independent, right? And financially independent involves investing, right? Now, so you make investing your habit, right? And you have to figure out what you're interested in, right? So if stocks and companies and stuff like that is not what you're interested in, that might not be how you invest. You might be interested in real estate only, right? Real estate is very boring for the most part, but it is a highly leveraged asset, and you get a much higher returns with real estate. I like to invest in things that cash flow, so I like to invest in dividend stocks, right? I want to know that I'm guaranteed a certain amount, so even if it goes up 10% in price, I don't really care. I really care about how much are you paying me every quarter. And then I'm trying to set it up where I'm getting paid every month, right? And so you have some sort of stock that, one stock or two stocks are giving you money every month, right? So, because people have a hard time just going, 30 days without a paycheck, let alone, go a whole quarter without a paycheck, right? So keep that in mind, but you're just building that habit, right? The whole point is every week you're investing in something, right? And honestly, the biggest investment is in yourself, right? Changing your mindset, right? What am I willing to give up short term to have a long term of freedom, right? And honestly, you may choose to continue to work, right? And that's your choice. That you're free to do that, all right? You may choose to, only do good things in the community, right? You may choose to volunteer, or stuff like that. You may choose to sit at the courthouse and, just show people where to go and volunteer at the hospital or whatever. That's really the ultimate goal, right? And say there's a huge push now with the decrease in the education system, right? Based on what they're teaching, the standards they're teaching at, that kind of thing. There's a big push to, homeschool your kid, right? Well, you can homeschool your kid a lot better if you are financially free, right? There's a big push against daycare, right? Daycare is so expensive, right? Compared to what it used to be, maybe. I don't know. I didn't have a kid back then. I have a kid now. And it's expensive, right? To put your child in daycare. And they get exposed to all sorts of things that they wouldn't get exposed to if you didn't have to do daycare. Right? So, but investing in yourself is the number one thing, right? You have to read. Reading needs to become like the number one thing you do, right? And, you don't necessarily have to have the physical book. You can choose different things to read. You don't necessarily have to be reading stories or biographies or whatever, but you have to educate yourself. You have to get a high income skill. Like I say, I prefer the Millionaire Fastlane skill where you're selling a product, because Because if you look in your town, I guarantee you the richest people in your town, have a store or own a business of some sort. The richest people in your town are not employees, right? And they're employers, right? And that's from investing in themselves, investing in other people, things like that, right? So, but this idea that, oh, the world is about to end, society as you know it's about to end, this disease is going around, you can always be prepared for stuff, right? Preparation is everything. And, so you're not worried that the banking system's going to collapse. You're not worried, about debt because you're going to get out of debt, and you're going to invest for cash flow. You're going to invest so that you get paid every month. That's how you become financially independent. That's how you become financially free. I'm Nate. I'm the FitfutureMD. Share this video with somebody that needs it. Like it. Comment down below. Tell me how you're going to be financially free soon. Right? Let's exponentially get financially free as fast as possible. You only have one life, and let's make it happen. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.